Bill Bates, tough little special teams player, went for the head, tried to pull away. I'm innocent, he said. That's a very close call.
That is a very close call. I thought he was in the air when the guy let the ball go. If he was pumping, he would have come down on him.
Well, that's amazing.
Maybe he shouldn't have hit him in the helmet.
Is at Dallas' 43-yard line. Still no score. Second quarter, 9:57 remaining in the half.
That was a big one because it was a third down play, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Marino. Ooh, but you saw Marino at his finest. He didn't have that ball even cocked. He just released it to Mark Clayton on a pass that should have been caught.
You were talking about Ernie Stoudner a moment ago, Frank, and I think Ernie is very deserving of the defensive play, particularly the last few weeks. What they've kind of done, you know, Dallas has been known as for the flex defense, very stayed in their ways. They play offensive formations. Tom's kind of turned him loose, and each week he puts in at least one new blitz. They've started opening that thing up and going for it. They don't feel like they got the kind of guys who can stay there and play that same old defense. Whoop.
No flag. Bennett tries to get outside, moving over the right side, but apparently Jim Jeffcoat, I believe it was able to get back, and there will be a pickup of about 1.5 yards.
Another good play by Ron Fellows there, O.J. He came up again from that position. They ask an awful lot of the secondary. They've been burned an awful lot through the years, particularly the cornerbacks. But you saw Ron covering Clayton deep. And the next play, he's up, makes a tackle about 2 yards past the line of scrimmage.
Well, they were... Excuse me, Frank, go ahead.
Third down and 8. Again, the passing situation. And again, a down on which the Cowboys have been blitzing tonight. And they have Bates up the line of scrimmage and Clinkscale. Marino again under pressure, but he gets it to Clayton.
Oh, does he? There he goes.
60 touchdown reception. Mark Clayton.
What a job.
41 yards. And Marino right on stride with Clayton. And this 8th-round draft pick from last year only had 6 receptions a year ago. He has just scored his 16th touchdown. He only needs one more to tie a record held by Don Hudson.
Does a good job here again. You see him give him a good outside move, beat him inside. You saw him drop a ball earlier, and that's because he was trying to run before he caught it. And I think he's just about the best runner with the ball under the defense as any player playing the game today. He can catch it underneath the defense and run by the guys.
No question. He was a tremendous punt returner a year ago. That's why they didn't use him. Only 6 receptions a year ago. He beat Victor Scott, the rookie defensive back out of Colorado. And we have our first score of the night at Von Schaman. The Strock, the holder, will attempt the conversion. Strock puts the uprights, and they love it in Miami. 8:59 remaining in the first half, and the Dolphins are on top, 7-0. Down pass, and that has set a new NFL record for team touchdowns, a mark that was held by Houston and Miami. Cohel coming into tonight at 66. Houston setting that mark back in 61. It is now the sole possession of Miami at 67 touchdowns for the season. Von Schaman to kick. Gary Allen is deep, number 31, with Chuck McSwain, number 35. Gary Allen from the 5-yard line. And Allen runs smartly out over the 25 to the 27-yard line. And let's take a look at the scoring drive. And on a third down and passing situation, you'll see the yellow line that indicates roughing the passer. Bill Bates caught there. That gave new life to the Miami drive at the 43-yard line of Dallas. We'll be back in the Orange Bowl in a moment.
I need...
Dallas Cowboys now down 7-0. Again, a loss tonight. They'll watch the playoffs for the first time in 10 years. First and 10 from their own 25-yard line, Dallas. Danny White throws a lateral, and unless he was ruled in the grass, the ball will be marked back there. Doug Betters had a hold of Danny White.
I tell you what was worse, his primary receiver, Tony Hill, he was looking at Tony, he pumped the throw at Tony, and Tony ran a stop pattern, and he was wide open.
Well, got to get it going here.
Now watch, this is Tony Hill. Now this is his primary receiver. Here's the guy he's looking at. He goes to throw the ball, and he doesn't throw it.
It's called a little hesitation. conversation. When you
And about that time was when Doug Betters arrived. Second down, 14. Trying to get the screen, and the Dolphins read it. And a make-up to Cosby, and it's good.
Good
He has the
move.
ball for a Cowboy first down at the 47-yard line.
Nice job of improvisation that time.
Cowboys, they don't look sharp. I mean, they're not fooling anyone. That was supposed to be a screen pass, and they didn't fool anyone. Danny does a good job of improvising, and that's
Look at
why
Cosby
Cosby
staying
is
in
in
there.
the Pro Bowl.
You bet. He has really had a heck of a year for him down there. Probably the best tight end from a catching standpoint. I know I've got some old teammates that would disagree with that, but he really's got some nice hands.
Tony Hill right. Renfro left. Wide
Cowboys.
receiver for Dallas.
Cowboys.
First down and 10. Dorsett.
Tony.
Dorsett right into the arms of Jetson. They played that so well. Jetson on the outside. It was Bowser on the inside. And Dorsett had nowhere to go.
He had nowhere to go, but he got about 5 yards, 4 to 5 yards on first down, and most teams would call that a successful first down.
Caught him in a zone, it looked like, and he stayed at home. Judson stayed at home that time. He didn't go with the receiver going deep, so he was just sitting out there on the outside waiting for him.
That's the difference between a good back and a great back. A great back will appear as if he didn't get much, and you'll find out he got something.
Got him 5, didn't he?
Donnelly in now, wide receiver. Speedster from Ohio State, top of your screen. Tony Hill left on 2nd and 5. Blitz is on. Danny White picked it up nicely, gets it to Cosby. He's close to first down yardage.
That's what you call covering him like a rug.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Glenn Blackwood was right there.
If you didn't catch it, you would have thought it would have been a flag. Should have been a flag.
Glenn Blackwood, one of the Blackwood boys. The Bruise brothers, they call themselves. Lyle and Glenn.
They say it's not close enough for a measurement. So it'll be third down and much less than a yard to go. And there is Randy White, perhaps having his best year, and he has absolutely destroyed the concept of training camp. He was a holdout throughout the entire training camp this year. Came in, and he came in high gear, and he has not slowed down. Third, perhaps a foot. With Newsom.
And they stacked it up pretty well, didn't they?
Backed it up, but I think he has the yardage for the first down. He needed about a foot.
Well, look, it still appeared as if their timing was off on that play. You saw the tight end come in motion. Cosby looked like he may have gotten there too soon or too late.
I think what Frank was talking about earlier, which is true, and it happens a lot of times, but they haven't had the same offensive unit starting all year long, and it is a little bit different on the runs. I mean, they've got to get that timing, and if you're left guard, it's a different assignment if you play right guard. That's just barely, isn't it?
Newsom gets the first down. The drive stays alive. Landry trying to keep the Cowboys in the playoff scene. The Dolphins trying to maintain American Football Conference home field advantage. And both of them with the eye on the Super Bowl coming up January the 20th. We'll be bringing it to you at 4 o'clock Eastern time, and we are certainly looking forward to it. First down, Dallas. They are down 7-0. They're at Miami's 43-yard line. Play action, Danny White. Throws underneath, completes to Tony Hill, and Tony Hill will have another Cowboy first down at the 28-yard line, and we'll pause 5 seconds and allow our stations to identify themselves.
Eyewitness News follows the game here on WABC TV.
A shootout between the Dallas Cowboys and the Miami Dolphins from the Orange Bowl and scoreless first quarter. Hard to believe with these two teams. Dallas has the football, first down and 10, 28-yard line of Miami. Strong prevailing breeze behind them. Dorsett. Betters.
Nice play.
Great pass rusher. Not bad in the open field.
Boy, he did play that one well, didn't he? That's called reading that guy right over you. And he read that tackle. Going to pull out to the outside that time. Stayed right with him. That's the way to do it. That was Kurt Peterson, big guard, actually, that came out there. Betters was right on him.
Loss of 5. Dallas back to the 33-yard line with the second down and 15. Baumauer gets a breather. Bill Barnett comes in. We told you earlier, the nose tackle Baumauer playing with a very sore ankle. Worked hardly at all this week. They need him in the middle. They're looking for a pass rush, the Miami Dolphins. Mosby in motion. Danny White in trouble, and down goes Danny White. Mark Brown on the blitz. The linebacker coming in. Now the loss all the way back near the 45-yard line. So it will be third down, extremely long yardage.
Don, it appears to me that the offensive line of the Cowboys are just giving up too much ground. Don't you think maybe they should start popping these guys at the line of scrimmage and fighting them there, because this Dolphins defensive line is getting ahead of steam, and these guys just aren't slowing them down. They're not beating them clean. They're just pushing them back.
Juriel Harris comes in. He played a long time here at Miami, 266 receptions. They traded him up to Cleveland. Cleveland released him, and Dallas picked him up a couple of weeks ago. He wears number 86 for the Cowboys. Third down, 27. Danny White looking for big things from Tony Hill.
You're not kidding.
And the Cowboys are out of field goal range. Good defensive effort by the Dolphins, and the crowd will show their appreciation.
That one could have really hurt them.
They got 4:06 remaining in the half. Danny White stays on. Bolton Walker will drop back and guess with Danny. Danny looking for the left corner. Ooh. Did he catch it? No.
Boy, he just barely missed.
And Miami will have the football back at their own 20-yard line. They lead 7-0. And we'll be back at a Wild Orange Bowl in a moment.
Tonight, a look at the only coach who's taken his team.
Hard to believe there were 6 quarterbacks taken ahead of Dan Marino a year ago. He went in the 27th round. One has to question some of the scouting that is going on.
I bet you all 6 of them wish they were playing for the Dolphins, too.
Jackie Sherrill, coach down at A&M, says he taught Marino how to throw when he was up at Pittsburgh. You believe that?
First and 10 Miami. They're on top 7-0. 3:58 remaining in the first half. Marino gets the ball to Hardy. And Hardy, for a game of about 8, it'll bring up second down and 2 in the arms of Dexter Clinkscale.
Only on one occasion tonight has Dallas been able to put any pressure on Marino with just the front 4 guys rushing. So that tells a little something about that offensive line that we talked about. Most of them are either going to the Pro Bowl or they're the alternate. And Dallas has got a pretty good front 4 in there.
Well, the Dolphins have certainly got this Cowboy defense spread out, because I would bet on the last 8 throwing plays, somebody for the Dolphins has been open over the middle.
Duper right. That's Mark Clayton up at the top of your screen. He caught the first touchdown pass. And we watched Tony Nathan.
Good play.
To the first down. Gene Lockhart, who replaced Bob Bruning some 5 weeks ago as the starter, and he is a hard-hitting rookie out of Houston. Bruning on injury reserve with a bad back.
Lockhart just plays with that wonderful, kind of reckless abandon that it seems like you always try to attribute to a middle linebacker, and you see his size there, 6'2", 228, not terribly big for a middle linebacker, but he's very enthusiastic.
Well, he must have been doing a good job, because other than last week's game against the Washington Redskins, they've been giving up only over 6 weeks, 14 points a game.
It's tough.
Dallas, of course, in command of that Redskin game until they turned it over 4 times in the third quarter. Give credit to Washington. They'll take it away from you. Third and short, and Marino wants to go on top. The ball to Nat Moore. A flag is down. That probably is going to be pass interference against Dallas. It was a superbly run route by Nat Moore, and Marino had it right in front of him on the break.
Well, it might be on Nat too, Frank, because no, it's on Dallas.
Well, Nat's lucky enough. You know, normally he'll get the third best defensive back covering him, because he's the third receiver coming into the game. On that play, he had Everson Walls, who's...
We have defensive holding, number 47, declined, first down.
He makes a move on Clinkscale, O.J., and Clinkscale could do nothing but try and grab him and prevent it.
He did, and watch who he defeats after that. It was Everson Walls he was able to defeat and catch the ball, and he's doing a super job for a guy who claims he's going to retire when the season is over.
But once again, they were over the middle. You mentioned that a while ago. The middle seems to be pretty open.
The first down is at the 48-yard line. Miami with 2:19 remaining in the first half, leading 7-0. They have 3 timeouts remaining, and they can work with the 2-minute warning. Tony Nathan. Tony Nathan trying to get to the outside, and the rookie from Washington, Vince Albritton, slowed him at the line of scrimmage, and the pursuit took him at the first down marker.
That was Bill Bates that came running across like the wild man.
The 2-minute warning is announced to both benches. We'll be back with the final 2 minutes of the first half in a moment.
Welcome to Miller time.
The Rocking Orange Bowl. 2 minutes remaining in the first half. The Dolphins on top 7-0. And the Dolphins with the football at the 48-yard line. 2nd down and 10. Reminder, coming up at halftime, Jim Lampley will have highlights from yesterday, and we'll take an in-depth look at the playoff picture. Both of these teams are certainly involved. The Dolphins have clinched a long time ago. They have a 13-2 record, losing only to the Raiders of San Diego. Dallas, they lose tonight. Well, it's home for Dallas for the holidays, and they'll watch the others, and they haven't done that only one time out of 18 years. 2nd down and 10. Marino rifles a shot to Nathan. He releases it so quick. 8-yard pickup to the 44-yard line of Dallas.
Nice little protective cup for him to work in there. They're really getting to the outside. He can stand still. Throw.
Dolphins with 3 timeouts, but they will go with their 2-minute offense. He doesn't want to kill the clock. He's looking for a completion. He tried to squeeze one in. Let's go now to Jim Lampley.
All right, Frank, very quickly, one NFL story. First-year Minnesota Viking coach Les Steckel was fired today along with his entire staff. Move not entirely unexpected. The Vikings finished the 3-13 season with 6 losses in a row. Gave up 484 points to set a league record in that category. And to put it as politely as possible, in recent weeks, some of Steckel's players didn't seem to be risking their bodies in the way necessary to win in this league. So tonight, 1 year after the retirement of Bud Grant, proud franchise with a glorious history, and starting over, Frank.
That's Steckel. You get the feeling, if you know the young man, he'll be back. There's Gary Allen on 4th down. Reggie Roby will kick against a stiff breeze. The entire stadium can get under that one. And it takes a Miami bounce. Things seem to work that way when you're 13-2. And Dallas with 1:22 on the clock, down 7-0, will have a first down at the 9-yard line. The Cowboys with 3 timeouts remaining. That's Coach Bill Parcells, you know, is looking on tonight with the rest of the Giants team and fans of the New York area. A Miami win tonight, and they will become the wild card, the final playoff team in the drive to the Super Bowl. And Miami leads the Dallas Cowboys 7-0, 1:22 remaining in the first half. The Cowboys 1st and 10 at their own 9-yard line. Danny White, Tony Hill. Tony Hill. Spin, twist, short of the first down. It'll be 2nd and short.
Well, Tony's trying to make something happen. He has a reputation of being a great runner after he catches the ball, but he should have gotten out of bounds.
Ticking down to 1 minute. Dallas, 3 timeouts. 2nd down and about a yard.
You are right.
Hill left. Doug Donley up at the top of your screen, the speedster. Dorsett gets the first down to the 23-yard line, but seconds tick away.
Aren't they going to call it time? Hey, how about a timeout? There it is.
Danny White uses his timeout. He'll have 2 remaining, 36 seconds remaining, and he'll move over to visit with Tom Landry. And we'll be back in the Orange Bowl in a moment. Over these. As the 2 NFC wild cards, the Giants will play at Los Angeles in the NFC wild card game next Sunday, should Miami win, and the AFC wild card game will be moved to Saturday. That would be the Raiders at Seattle. Other ramifications, Jim Lampley will be talking about at halftime, but of course, for Dallas, they trail only 7-0. They know that they have got to win to stay in the playoff picture. That, by the way, was against the Giants earlier in the year, the 2nd game of the season. Dorsett!
Oh, what great
ball. He was hit hard. by Mark Brown. Bocamper putting pressure on Danny White.
Well, the Cowboys can't be totally unhappy. They have a reputation, even though they haven't scored in the first half, they have a reputation of being a great second-half football team.
Look at Danny now. He's kind of leading a little bit over here. Of course, he had some pressure coming in, but that ball right there was flopped up, and that one could have really been intercepted.
And Mark Brown had totally focused on Dorsett. If he'd have just looked up, the ball would have been in his arms for 6. Second down 10. 29 seconds remaining in the half.
Going to run a little draw here.
Draw play. That's Springs. Springs gets about 6. Hardly enough. As Dallas will have to use another timeout.
Danny White's defense last week against the Redskins, the touchdown that was intercepted in the third, the pass was intercepted for a touchdown in the third quarter. Really, Donnelly ran a wrong route.
They did not call timeout.
He wants it to go to the half.
They have 2 timeouts remaining. And they've let a lot of time run off.
And then throw a short pass.
Well,
I guess the game plan is to stay close.
The Giants have got one back.
That's the end of the first half. Miami on top 7-0. Stick around. Jim Lampley. Fulton Walker is the man the Miami Dolphins would like to see receive the kickoff. Dangerous return man. Super Bowl record holder from 2 years ago. 190 yards on 4 returns.
1 for 98 yards and a touchdown.
Rafael Septien to kick off. Cowboys down 7-0. Septien uses the stiff breeze to carry into the end zone. Walker hesitated, then decided to bring it out. And Walker held short of the 20-yard line. That would have been a touchback. It'll be first down Miami. And Dan Marino on the night, 10 of 17, 153 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception by Ron Fellows. He now needs 103 yards to achieve 5,000 yards in a single season. Truly remarkable. But he is truly remarkable. Spoke with Bob Greasy a moment ago. Nothing but superlatives did Bob Greasy have for Dan Marino.
And about anybody else you want to talk to?
At the 19-yard line, first down and 10. On the quick count. And that almost picked off. Tried to squeeze it in to Dan Johnson, the tight end, and sliding up there with Dexter Clinkscale, who got a big hand on it. It'll be second down and 10.
And Everson Walls actually almost had a shot at it after it bounced in the air, it looked like. That's all right, Danny. Loosen up.
I noticed those Cowboys played those receivers very tough inside out, and I guess they're going to try to make an adjustment and not let these Miami Dolphins receivers get open over the middle.
Late substitution that time.
Cowboys continuing to change defensively very late after the play has been sent in to Dan Marino. Movement, the line of scrimmage, and the ball is free. I think Dallas is going to be called offside.
They surely are.
It was covered by John Dutton. Or John Dutton, I think it was the man who moved, and then the ball was
Hegman, I think, maybe
covered by Hegman.
Yeah. Oh, that is a toughie there for Dallas.
Referee once again, Pat Haggerty. You saw the movement.
Well, if he hadn't have jumped, he probably would not have been in the backfield, and it probably wouldn't have been a fumble.
That's probably why they penalize him 5 yards for doing silly stuff like that.
Offside, number 78, defense.
Taking an unfair advantage.
They'll move it up 5. The down will remain the same. Second down and 5. And again, defensive changes on the part of the Cowboys.
Number 23, Little Joe Carter, is in the game. I call him Little. He's not that small. He's 5'11", 198 pounds. Reminds you a lot of Mike Garrett, former great Kansas City running back.
Rookie 4th-round draft pick out of Alabama, Joe Carter. Marino perhaps changing at the line of scrimmage. Marino. Cooper. He did not have control of the ball. He stepped out of bounds, bobbling the ball. He had beaten Everson Walls very convincingly.
What a
but
nice
he did not
catch.
control it.
What a nice catch anyway, wasn't it?
I would say that's an understatement, Frank. He got bumped there. Everson slipped again. And a guy with the speed of Duper, you can't afford to slip.
I tell you, that's a nice job of concentration. Look at these guys. These two guys catch their ball now. He did. Juggle it. Boy, just a touch.
Yeah.
But they catch it in their hands. They've got great hands, these two young receivers down here.
That ball was almost caught for Duper on the pass from Marino. 3rd down, 5. From the shotgun, Marino with the quick release. Fires, and it gets to Duper in time. Even though Marino was under tremendous pressure, it'll be a Miami Dolphins 1st down.
Give him a lot of credit for holding on to that one, too. Duper's an awfully fine receiver.
Yeah, these two guys came in here tonight. Duper with 67 receptions, 1,249 yards into the night. And on the other side, Clayton had come into tonight with 69 receptions, and both of them averaging over 18 yards. And, of course, Clayton has been responsible for the only score of the game, a 41-yard touchdown pass from Dan Marino. That was his 16th of the season. But they truly are remarkable. Both of them 5'9". 1st and 10. Marino looking big for Clayton. Flag goes down. There was bumping. And this is Everson Walls.
Well, from what I can see, both guys, their body bump, but Clayton's arm came out on Everson Walls. It'd be interesting to see what the officials call.
They're stride for stride. Here's Pat Haggerty, and it's going to work against the Cowboys, as it so often does in a pushing match with receivers. You can't make contact with that receiver after 5 yards downfield. And here Walls with the right hand, warding off Clayton. Again, a very close call.
I'm telling you.
What can you do if you're a defensive back?
I have not been able to figure it out in 15 years for sure.
Well,
what did he do? What did he do?
I don't know. He did about as good as he, well, at the last minute there he made, but he was going for the ball.
He has the same right as the other guy to go for the ball, and he caught it.
Another Miami record. They have now broken San Diego's 1st down record set back in 1981.
Who keeps all these things I wonder? O.J.
1st down Miami, 39-yard line of Dallas. Marino checked upfield, gets it back out of the flat, goes to Nathan. Bill Bates in on that stop as Nathan gets inside the 35 for a gain of 4. Let's take a look at the stats from the 1st quarter, and we'll dissolve to the 1st half. Time of possession equal there. The only differential was a 7-point differential, and that was Marino to Clayton from 41 yards out. But Miami starting to pile up the yardage.
Well, I tell you, the big play in the 1st half was a roughing the quarterback call. That went against Dallas, and that call against Everson Walls may be the biggest play of the 2nd half.
Early moments of the 3rd quarter, Miami leading 7-0. They have a 2nd down and 6. The ball inside the 35 of Dallas. Marino again, quick release. Nathan once again. Nathan breaking tackles inside the 35.
Nice job.
In the arms of Everson Walls. 1st down, Miami.
That play was made possible by Dwight Stevenson. He did a super job of snapping the ball and getting to his left side and blocking the blitzing linebacker coming from outside.
They kill you with this man, Tony Nathan. You double cover on the outside, Duper and Clayton. You have to take Dan Johnson, the tight end, and cover him with the linebacker. The Cowboys can do that with Dickerson, but somebody has got to pick up Nathan, who works so well out of the backfield.
Somebody has got to get to Dan Marino, or they don't have a chance.
Sacked him 1 time tonight.
At the 19-yard line, 1st and 10, Miami. Clayton splits right. Duper, top of your screen. Marino with a lot of time. That almost picked off. It was intended for Dan Johnson, and Mike Hageman had his hands on it for a moment.
Have you noticed that all the near interceptions have been thrown to the right side, and that could have something to do with Ed Too Tall Jones and John Dutton. You know, Ed Too Tall is 6'9", Dutton is 6'7", and it's got to be tough trying to throw over or around that height.
Tony Nathan comes back in, 2nd down, long yardage. Down the Cowboys frequently blitz on. Danny White struggled through the 1st half of this game. He did not throw the ball. Did not throw it crisply.
Interesting decision coming up.
On 2nd and 10.
Oh, they're doing a job on Randy White. 3 guys there.
Trying to get it into the end zone, intended for Nathan. There was bumping, but no flag. It'll be 3rd down and 10.
Had 3 guys assigned to Randy White that time. They kept him off, too. So if you can afford to use 3 guys, that means somebody else got to put a little bit more pressure on there. either a Jones or a Smerrick or Jeffcoat, somebody else. You can't take 3 guys in block 1.
Don Shula has won a shared first place in this AFC East 12 of 15 years. Then to 4 Super Bowls with Miami, 1 with Baltimore, and now Miami has set another record. They moved ahead of San Diego's team record in 1981 in total yards. The old record, 67-44. They are now at 67-56. They continue to fall. 3rd and long, Cowboys showing blitz.
This has been Nat Moore's down thus far.
Marino again, reads it. Gets it to Cephalo, and Cephalo reaches forward for the first down.
What a job, what a job. Great timing pattern. Marino, Cephalo. Oh.
This kid is cool as ice water.
That was so good.
You get the feeling he's cheering for Cephalo. Every time Cephalo catches the ball, he runs to him and congratulates him.
First down, Miami. First down, Miami. First down and goal. Let's look at it again. They're all coming.
People are coming from everywhere. He just zipped that ball out. Look at it. That spiral so tight.
Did you see Nathan? He has been running with the ball, receiving the ball. That time, he picked up Michael Downs and allowed the completion.
That was nice.
At the 8-yard line, first down, goal to go. Woody Bennett, 34, Tony Nathan, 22 setbacks. Publicized like maybe the Claytons, the Dupers, the Marinos, but he has been doing this for 6 years.
Maybe a little too early to speculate, but let's assume that Miami does score here. They go down 14-0. If the quarterback decision is going to be made for next year, there's been a quarterback controversy since training camp there. One would wonder, would you come in with Hogabun? If you do, then that pretty well puts Danny White on the trade block. If you leave Danny White in there, that's telling Hogabun something, I would guess.
No matter what the change or not, somebody's probably going to have to go.
Somebody's got to go and run. I just wonder.
2nd and goal, there's a mix-up and a flag goes down. Marino trying to get it to Big Pete Johnson.
You know, Frank, it's such a tough position, as we know, because you're in the public eye playing quarterback, and Dallas has had some trouble, and they started the season with Hogabun. We did the game out in L.A. He did really quite well. Stumbled, threw a lot of interceptions. But no matter what, this guy, somebody's got to get the team going. They've got to put a little spark in there.
I don't think they should, as we are about to get the call.
Yep.
Saddleback Miami up 5, illegal motion.
Don, if I was them, I wouldn't be concerned about next year. They still have this year. They can get into the playoffs. And thus far, it seems apparent that Danny White is not going to be the guy to do it tonight.
Well, Danny's warming up, and Hogabun is not. So they're going to go with him right now.
Here's Pat Haggerty.
Decline, 3rd down.
The illegal motion was declined. The Cowboys will take the loss on the play. It'll be 3rd down, goal to go. The ball at the 4-yard line. 10:47 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Dolphins on top, 7-0, threatening to make it a 14-point lead. Keep in mind, Dallas, if they lose tonight, they are out of the playoff picture, and the Giants are in as the 2nd wild card with the Los Angeles Rams in the NFC.
Somebody better get out there on the outside.
Yeah. Complete. Touchdown. There he is. Bruce Hardy. We saw him a few weeks ago against the Jets. He had a couple of touchdown passes. When you double up on those outside men, that tight end is going to be open. Nathan will be open coming out of the backfield, and Marino has now hit for his 46th touchdown of this season.
He threw that one in an area that's no bigger than a number 2 washed-up. If you watch Hardy come into the inside, keep in mind there's some little traffic there. Look at this ball. Can't be, but any placement right there. What a nice throw.
Marino now 193 yards and 15 completions, a couple of touchdowns, 1 interception. Von Schaman. The Cowboys now have found themselves in a very tough position. They're 14 down with 10:43 remaining in the 3rd quarter. A loss tonight, they'll watch it all at home.
Us syncopators of Progressive Ribs have a unique style of jawing.
Howard says jazz musicians talk funny.
And after a gig, I finger pop with a light beer from Miller.
After playing, Howard enjoys a light beer.
Light is super cool and a breeze on the calories, you dig.
Light is less filling, with a third less calories than their regular beer. And the taste, Howard?
Oh, man, it's Obop Shabam. It's lay down, break down, birdie on the hot side of town.
He likes it.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer. And less.
Nothing works like a Chevy truck.
Introducing the new fuel-injected Tech 4 engine for 1985 S10. 10% more horsepower and 22% more torque than last year's standard engine.
So bring on the work, bring on the play. You got the guts, go all the way.
And now, Chevy's made it possible for dealers to pass along special factory incentives on selected S10s with the Tech 4 engine.
Nothing works like a Chevy truck.
It's a festive time here in the Orange Bowl with 10:43 remaining in this game between Miami and Dallas in the third quarter, that is. Miami has moved on top 14-0. They're set to kick off. Von Sharman, a quick look at Gary Allen, 31. Chuck McSwain, 35. Dallas needs to get things happening. They have struggled. They have not thrown the ball well. They have not run the ball well. They are going to have to stay close.
They are, because the Giants just packed another bag.
McSwain from the 6-yard line. Breaks out to the 25, where it'll be first down and 10. I remind you, college football excitement continuing on ABC with the Gator Bowl on December the 28th. The 7th-ranked South Carolina at 10-1 takes on 9th-ranked Oklahoma State at 9-2. And then on January 1st, the Sugar Bowl featuring number 4-ranked Nebraska against 12th-ranked LSU. Both games will be seen live at 8 o'clock Eastern here on ABC. And when you think of LSU, you think of Bill Arnsparger, who used to coach the defense for so many years here at Miami. His first year at LSU, he's in the Sugar Bowl. And we'll be joining him. First down and 10. Cowboys at the 25-yard line. Dorsett, single setback. White, a lot of time. Gets to Dorsett. Puts a lot of moves on Bowser. Squeaks a yard out of it, but Bowser makes the open field tackle. Gain of a couple. It'll be second down and 8. Let's take a look at the scoring drive. And again, keep in mind that long pass interference call.
That one little black mark you see between the 30 and the 20 there was that pass that he threw to Cephalo. That was as well as he can throw.
And of course, the other one, when Nathan fumbled way back at the 40-yard line, Dallas was penalized. On second and 8, Dorsett breaks back against the grain out of the 30 to the 32, a gain of 4. It'll bring up third down and 3.
One name you haven't heard much of tonight is number 28 for Miami, Don McNeil. Now, when Don is healthy, he's one of the best cornerbacks in football, and when he's in this Miami Dolphins secondary, they're a different defensive unit because he can play a man one-on-one, and the other 3 defensive backs can run combinations on the other guys, and they're a much better defensive unit when Don McNeil is in the game.
Third down and 3, Dallas. The ball at their own 32-yard line. James Jones, 23. And there's a setback for Dallas. Anyway, fires. Flag is down at the line of scrimmage, but Cosby does not hold on. It would have been first down. But a flag is down at the line of scrimmage.
Well,
here's referee Pat Haggerty.
How about that? That'll give him a
down,
first.
Dallas. I didn't see movement. Perhaps somebody lined up in the neutral zone.
Number 77, defense lining up in the neutral.